What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. And today we've got something that was actually supposed to come out a few months ago before I took a little break, but it's how to make bass house breakdowns. Now bass house breakdowns are super simple, but they're all about building tension for your drop. There's not too many elements in them, and they're very, I wouldn't say easy to make, but they are very simple sounding. But with all the sounds that you use, it's all about building that tension for the drop and making your drop hit really, really hard. Before we get into it, I just gotta get you guys to a couple of things. Firstly, smash that subscribe button and give the video a like if you like this content. And next, let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see next from me, and I'll make sure to get around to as many of those videos as possible. But without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing we start off with is just some very simple drums, just to keep some groove going and keep the track moving a bit. So you've just got this clap, this little white noise hit, a crash cymbal, we've got an offbeat hi-hat, a little click, we've got a little shaker, and then some other really small claps. And then we've got this crowd noise, just to really help fill up that space a lot, an impact, another crash cymbal. And then after that, we add in some little effects, just to some little risers, some white noise risers and whatnot, just to help move the track along and help with those transitions. And then we've got another uplifter. So all together, our drums and effects sound like this. So as you can see, they're very, very simple, but they just keep a groove going and really help keep the track moving and stop it from becoming boring. So next up, we've got our respace, and the respace is probably the most important part of the bass house breakdown. It really helps build that tension, it really helps keep the track moving really, really well. So my respace is made in Serum. It's super simple to make one, and it's basically just a detuned saw, just drop down a couple of octaves. So mine is running in D sharp 0. And all we've got is a saw wave on basic shapes, detuned to 0.03. We've got the blend on 75, our cutoff at about 5600 Hertz on the MG low 12 filter. We've got the attack on 59 milliseconds, just so that we've got a little bit of a sweep up, and it doesn't hit super hard with that really fast attack. So at this point, this is what the Reese sounds like. And we've also got the mono legato turned on and portamento as well. Next in, we start adding effects just to help really fill out that sound and make it sound a little bit less boring. So first up, we've got a hyper dimension. We've got the mix on the hyper at 27%. We've got the size on the dimension at 17% and the mix on the dimension at 39%. Then we've got distortion. We've just got it on the diode 1, drive at 71%, and the mix at 74%. So you can see it's not sounding great there, but that distortion really helps add in some grit. Next up, we've got a phaser to really help bring some movement into the sound. We've got our rate at 0.74 Hertz, a depth at 50%, frequency at 50%, the feed at 78, the phase at 50% or 180 degrees, and then our mix at 17%. So you can see that really helps add some movement into the sound. Next up, we've got a compressor. Some reverb. I know it's a bass and you usually wouldn't add reverb to a bass, but because this is so distorted, it works really well and really helps fill the sound out. And then we've got an EQ. So you can see here, we're very gritty. It's very in your face, which is not really what we want for this bass. We've got an EQ cutting a lot of that high end out. You still get that grit from all the distortion, but it sounds a lot deeper and builds a lot more tension. So as you can see, it is super simple to make these respaces. You don't really need too much, and you could basically just get away with a detune saw and some EQing if you wanted to. Then all we add in is an EQ, cutting all the lows under 50 Hertz. And I know that's cutting a lot of the low end, but we don't want it to be super, super bassy. And we've just got an OTT sitting at 18%. So with all our drums, this is what that sounds like. So next I was feeling like I was missing something a little bit interesting. So I added in this brass hit. This is just a serum preset. We've got an EQ cutting all the lows, pretty large reverb with the decay around 2.4 seconds and the dry wet at 63%. Then we've got a delay, an OTT sitting at 57%, so that's pretty high for an OTT, or for what I would usually do anyway. And we've just got an auto filter, which just has some automation on it to help bring the sound in. So without all the processing on the channel, this is what the preset sounds like. So you can see it's pretty in your face, but that's not really what I wanted from this. I just wanted to add something more to that respace. So this brass hit basically just hits on every first hit and then follows the notes of the bass. And you can see it adds a lot to this respace. And then to bring all this together from the drop, I added in this same respace, but with an LFO, with some LFO automation on it. So it winds down and just really helps create a really nice transition. And then the same with these brass hits as well. They just that auto filter automation, just helping bring them in. Then we also have this impact out of a Mysteria pack. You can see it sounds very evil and really helps create some tension to build up into that drop and create a really, really nice transition. And obviously just some little rises and stuff just to help bring everything else in. So altogether, this is what we've got so far. And then when the drums come in, so you can see this breakdown is very, very simple and there's really not too much to it, but it really helps build tension for the whole track. And then next up, we've just got the vocals added in. The vocals really, really help move this breakdown along and really help create all that tension and keep the track really, really interesting. This is what our breakdown sounds like with the vocals.
Bad bitch, I don't doubt you. When that first show me what that mouth do. In the trap town money with a chick butt naked with a boss work pump. I ain't with a pump fake. You a bad bitch, I don't doubt you. When that first show me what that mouth do. In the trap town money with a chick butt naked with a boss work pump. I ain't with a pump fake. You a bad bitch, I don't doubt you.
So that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you got some good information out of this and it helps you work your way around making your own bass house breakdowns. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, press like, let me know what you want to say in the comments, do all that sort of stuff, and I will see you on the next one.